I'd like to interrupt this program to bring myself to you. Thought you might want to know all this stuff. Well, thank you. Fun playing at the airport. Been through here several times and watched a bunch of other bands play, so it's kind of a treat to get to play here. You know? Yeah. 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 Yeah, I enjoyed that. I've got two that I've had out. The first one I did probably 5 years ago, and then the latest one I did 2 years ago. First one's called No Stranger to a Telly, and Telly being a Telecaster, which is a Fender guitar. So I figured I'd be smart and say something that had to do with guitar in the title. And then the second title is No Stranger to a Telly, and I thought I'd be extra smart. I played in Merle Haggard's band for about 6 years, and his band is called The Strangers. So I was a member of The Strangers, so I thought, no stranger to a telly. Huh, yeah, yeah. So I used that. So I've about run out of good titles, I think, or mediocre titles. So I need a new one for my next one. Of course, that's the only thing holding me up from my next album is the title. Oh, it's just running everywhere. The last CD I did over at a place called Cedar Creek in South Austin, and I produced my own stuff. So I'm to blame completely for the noise and the production. Just I started when I was 10 years old as a little kid, and I got a hand-me-down guitar from my brother, who later went on to be a drummer, real good drummer, and then just picked it up and started plunking on it and got real interested listening to records and different kinds of players and stuff, and hunting and pecking, and got more bit by the bug, I guess, and it's never ended. The first stuff I listened to was probably, I would say, Buck Owens and Merle Haggard was the first country stuff, and then from there, being a kid in school, I had to listen to rock stuff too. So back then, it was popular bands of the day was Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin, and of course, blues guys. I listened to a lot of Johnny Winter and Albert King and Shuggy Otis, and just that kind of a little bit of everything. And one thing led to another, of course, listening to their heroes and researching that and find out who those guys listen to, study their people that they listen to, find those records or tapes or whatever, and try and steal all the stuff off there I could. I would say the country thing by far, yeah, because that's been pretty much the bulk of what I've done, was played in country bands for the most part. And like I say, as a kid, I always had my stack of rock records, but on the bottom I had my country ones that the other kids in school couldn't see. But I listened to them when they went home, so. So. My biggest moment in music was when I got a call from Merle Haggard to go play in his band, because as a kid I listened to his music, of course, and was just so it's wonderful, and I've always wanted just to meet the band and Merle, and even just to shake their hand, let alone get to play with them. So to get a call to go play in the band was probably the biggest point in my life. Oh, it was a great ride. I've did it for 6 years, almost 6 years, and man, it's just unbelievable. It was great, real fun. Great, it's real fun too. Like I say, I come through here a lot, so I see a lot of the bands that come here and play, and thought, man, that's a great idea. I don't see it in a lot of other towns. Nashville just started doing it here fairly recently, and so I think it's just a wonderful deal, and we get to play for people that probably wouldn't come to our kind of situation to see us play in bars and clubs and stuff. A lot of these folks, they may go to bars and clubs, but not country ones. So maybe they get to see a little of it and go, hey, that stuff isn't so awful after all. Hopefully. They say you must learn to walk before you can run. You must feel some hurt before you taste the pleasures of love. But be careful, boy, be sure you know the price you've got to pay. You see, I'm paying for it dearly every day. And she took the little pride that I had left in me and changed me into something that I don't want to be. Now she pulls the string and I jump right to her beck and call. I wish I'd learned to run before she made me crawl. Took me in like a puppy from the cold, but like the devil, I'm afraid she bought my soul. She took the little pride that I had left in me and changed me into something that I don't want to be. Now she pulls the string and I jump right to her beck and call. I wish I'd learned to run before she made me crawl. I wish I'd learned to run before she made me crawl. One, two, three. Gotta worry, I haven't gotta care, haven't got a thing to call my own. But when I'm out of money, I'm a millionaire, but I still got my home in San Antonio. When I greet my neighbor with a hi you all, well I'm wealthy as a king upon a throne. You can have your mansion and your cottage small, but I'll just take my home in San Antonio. Jim Murphy on the steel guitar. I've been on my merry way, been in crowds and felt I was alone. But when I feel like bragging, well, I just up and I say, I'm a native son of San Antone. There's a sweet somebody by the Alamo, someday she's gonna be my very own. Then we'll buy a share in a year or so for our little home in San Antone. Billy D on the bass guitar. Tom Lewis on the snare drum. Thank you. We're back.